I've served both as a school leader and a youth pastor, both at the same time and in the same community. Admittedly, a dual role that is a bit awkward when youth ask, "Pastor Barnes, can we pray that Principal Barnes would lighten up a bit?" Faith also stood at the core of my most recent work, as I launched in 2010 Boston Public Schools and Faith-Based Partnerships Initiative, connecting principals and faith leaders across the city of Boston. And so it should come with no surprise that faith is at the core of my theory of change. It is a faith that local communities can define their purposes of education, standards of excellence, and methods of internal accountability, and a faith in a more broad and public American educational landscape that can complement these communal efforts and commitments. For this is a reflection of my own journey. Born and raised in Huntsville, Alabama, a community that invested and set purposes in education for me, from the youth programs of the Union Hill Primitive Baptist Church to those of the local historically black college, Alabama A&M, from my parents, Charlie and Bertha Barnes, who ensured homework completion, to my high school teacher, Mrs. Chalk, who said, "Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused." From the security guard and local preacher who built me back up after I felt broken, from a teacher's comment that I should learn to get the black out of my voice, to my Morehouse College advisor that asked the simple question, why not apply to Harvard? This is the community that invested in me and gave me the charge to be transformational. Transformational. This is the ideal espoused by this Harvard EdLD program that asks each of us, so how will you impact education? How will you transform the nation? Verily then, and that sounds like a preacher's opening, right? It is the EdLD's superb learning experience that works in tandem with my community's initial efforts, their commitments and their investments in me, the powerful EdLD program, the opportunity to learn alongside the extraordinary Cohort 3 members. And develop a frame through which to situate the topics of education reform, the chance to improve my strategic thinking and action, and to hone the skill of working in teams. Where's AAA? All right. The powerful experiences to engage and even consult the likes of Marian Wright Edelman, the founder of the Children's Defense Fund, and all at the same time feel a part of the EdLD family, captured recently as they all sang happy birthday to me, led by Cohort 3 member Bob Edinger, a.k.a. Shiska Bob. But only by faith would I have imagined that this experience would go even further. Who would have imagined that this EdLD opportunity would have set the stage in year one for Dorian Burton and I to launch Tandem Ed. A nonprofit organization with a goal to ensure that youth take flight in life, through offering support to local communities, to assume the collective leadership of the development of youth, with outcomes of youth who successfully navigate public education. Who would have thought that Tandem Ed would have gained traction, that we would receive the Hugsy Education Entrepreneurship Fellowship for startup funding, and gain space as residents at the Harvard Innovation Lab? Who would have thought that we would have a cohort willing to provide critical feedback and support on how we would use those resources, and that we would already have 2 preliminary offers to fund and partner with our organization in different parts of the country? I'll tell you who thought about it. My community who invested in me by faith, in tandem with the invigorated leadership of Dean James Ryan, preceded by the vision of the past Dean Kathleen McCartney. The steady leadership of Executive Director Liz City and her staff, members of the EdLD community that encouraged me to dive in, Professors Deborah Jules Sherman and Cohort 1's Rashid Meadows, and you, the donors and partners to the EdLD program, who have made this possible for all of us. It is by your faith in this program, along with the faith of so many who invested in us from diverse communities across the country, that make the difference. A faith large enough for these communities, alongside the EdLD family, to say to the mountain and education that stands before us, move from here to there. And we'll watch it move, for nothing is impossible for us together. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce to you Katiuska Morena, who is